goes my eye, goes my arrow.
Prepare for battle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Neki broadcast. We will be thinking in Dota 2 today, and we will be trying to win. We will be trying to leverage absolutely everything we know about our opponents, about our teammates. We will try to take into account our current level of practice, and we will try to use abilities that do not require high reaction time. They instead require strategic thinking, and I am really excited to see how this game plays out, especially since we seem to be at a disadvantage already. The team members seem to be mad at each other, and we are facing Tinker, which is an incredibly difficult hero to deal with. We do have this bounty hunter who can basically track this Tinker down, and I do have Invis, which again should add to that roam potential, but it will be difficult. He should take off in terms of taking over mid, ganking, being all over the map, being a nuisance. My hero is also not that tanky, and I might die to his spells. And I mean, he should be able to change spells relatively easily and finish me off, simply because I do not have such a high hit point pool. Anyway, enough with the negativism, but it's important to assess what situation we are in. We should be playing relatively cautiously, and we should be probably mapping our keys a bit differently. I will try to map them now. So I would say that I would do advanced, and I would say
30 seconds to battle.
I'm not sure how to activate the second ability. So perhaps if I go to basic hotkeys and I would say auto cast, then I could maybe do this. And that should, yes. Almost forgot. So pressing S would enable me to activate my Searing Arrows ability on autocast, which obviously would make okay. That is a bit unfortunate.
Yes. Yes. None quicker.
Now, I'm not sure whether I should be exchanging hits with this Tinker. I'm not sure whether I could sustain this particular action, or whether I would drain my mana out in the end. But I will try to discourage him from being overly courageous. I really don't want to fall behind in terms of last hits. Sometimes intimidating your opponent is better than doing absolutely nothing. Again, it all comes down to the laning phase, and I'm not very sure in terms of mana usage whether I could keep up casting W on the enemy hero. For those of you who know how to play Clinkz better, please leave comments to this video. Probably whether I should have been more aggressive in hindsight, right? It's always good to improve. But what you want to do is basically cast W for last hits and also for killing units. And I do want to farm that bottle so I could have a chance to be mobile, get runes, maybe get in a gank or two, help my teammates, be useful. Now it's not going very well bottom because this axe is absolutely being ridiculous, probably tanking creep waves and spinning, abusing the power of his passive, and that's never nice. This is never particularly nice to see, especially when you are in the opposing team. Now I did manage to farm bottle and I do intend to use it. Okay, one of them took the room. Maybe it was the axe. Okay, he did not equip his bottle. I'll try to make a cute play. Okay, trying to stay out of harm's way. That particular spell deals a lot of damage. Missing middle, care. Missing middle, care. Okay, that was actually fine. I wouldn't have gotten the rune anyway, therefore it's better that he destroyed it. In this way, none of us got it. Which is better than him getting it, obviously. Now, he's obviously going to run over mid, because he has the ability to clean creep waves, unlike myself. Therefore, I should be TPing and trying to help my teammates whenever possible. However, there's not much I can do before I level 6 and I level my Burning Army ability. Missing middle, care. Missing middle. Missing middle. I'm coming, run to me. Okay, I observed what was going on around the map. My teammate was pinging. Therefore, I heeded his call. Missing middle, care. Missing middle, care. Great. That was a bit careless of from my side. I really should not have casted my ult. That was a wasted ability, waste of mana, waste of time. In hindsight, I should have just attacked. Now, as you see, I'm using my W all the time. Simply because I don't want to fight to start and for me to forget my W. However, if I was a professional player, for example, I would have obviously micromanaged my W more aggressively. Since I'm not, sometimes it is better. Missing middle, care, missing middle.
Your bottom tower has been denied.
Yes.
On my way, bottle.
Light my way. None quicker.
Okay, that was relatively well fought. So it was a bit risky, but fortunately we got the kill in the end. It was quite a big investment. But it paid off. So it was good decision making to keep chasing the enemy. Had it not resulted in a kill, that would have been a questionable play. Anyway, we should move forward with... Again, we should always be buying these wards, because what do wards give us? As I say time and time again, wards give us observability. Observability helps us to play better, take better strategic decisions, and at the same time it helps our teammates. Therefore, everybody wins, including yourself. You should be warding as much as possible whenever you get the chance. You should not be relying solely on the support. Coming, coming!
Yes. Straight.
Okay, I'm not sure what killed that particular person, particular hero.
Instructions.
Probably myself. Probably a last attack from myself. But I got the job done, so I won't complain. Again, I should be looking for these kills, especially with my invis, with my E. I do have a lot of mobility, and I'm able to make plays,
Your middle tower is under attack.
which otherwise would take much longer time. I was able to kill a sentry ward. They have to purchase another sentry ward now.
None quicker.
Kill mid.
Yes. Firing.
I can fight in this choke point. Go. Well, that was a good choke point for us to fight. However, our player ran away from the choke point, so that was a bad strategic decision from his part. He should have stayed in the choke point. Choke points are excellent for my ultimates because people obviously cannot get away from my guards, which are pretty potent, but at the same time static. Therefore, a choke point makes the best use of my of my ability. And it's quite a strong ability in early game. Therefore, one should try to abuse it as much as possible. Now, I'm not sure what I should be going for next. I assume Desolator, always a strong item. And I should probably be getting this as well. There's another reason that I should be purchasing Sentry Wards whenever I get the chance. It's because I am an invis-based hero. Therefore, whenever I can scout out their Sentry Wards, I am more effective in limiting their vision and basically creating opportunities for me to gank. It's all about helping yourself. You shouldn't be crying and saying, oh, the support hero is not warding, it's incredibly frustrating. Yeah, sure, this can happen. But you should be helping yourself as well. Oh, that was so frustrating. They probably had vision in that particular area. I should have thought about that. And my teammate wasn't able to help me at all. He is quite efficient when it comes to scouting. However, when it comes to slowing down or stunning or anything of this sort, he's not that efficient. Now, I am going to try to make the best out of this situation, go back and help my team. However, don't expect this to be successful. Oh, it's actually nice. That is just so annoying. That's the second time I died. I should be staying away from this axe. However, I believe his cooldown is quite low, so axe is the one killing me, probably. So I've already died twice to axe, right? So I need more hit points. I did go for so his culling blade has 75 cooldown, and he seems to be using it on me and on me only, which is the right thing to do, I feel. So I should be switching my treads to power, so I could get at least more HP. At the same time, my team should be protecting me. They should be stunning this axe as much as possible. Obviously, this is not always possible. But whenever it is, they should be trying to prioritize me. It sounds a bit, let's say, egotistical from my side, but it's not. Okay. He does have a blinking dagger, which will be again problematic. Can blink on top of me.
Yes.
I do seem the fight developing bottom. I am thinking of joining.
Certainly. Yes.
Well, my team is not really interested. Therefore, there's not much I could do. Go back, not a good fight. Not really sure. Not really sure what happened there, but we won, so I won't be complaining. Now, what I did was basically see where the fight was and show up. That's most of the time all you need to do. There were 5 players from our team there. I joined, and we won the fight. Whenever this happens, whenever 5 players go to one position, 4 players go to one position, join, no matter what you're doing. You might think that you're farming, you might think that you're being smart, you might think that you're the carry. No, just go, because it's really rare. And you should take advantage of this numerical superiority. It's relatively rare in games where you solo queue that players have a cohesive idea, they have a cohesive plan. If there is a particular leader in the game, yeah, then sometimes it might happen that they both try to implement the leader's plan, and I can't tell you, this has a huge impact. However, most of the time, the person taking charge makes a poor call or a poor decision, and then he starts being blamed for absolutely everything. Okay, I'm just showing up. That is bad. I have to go back and okay. That was basically staying away from their damage spells. Tried to kill this axe, but I noticed I was going to die to the spells, powerful, potent spells of I'm not sure what this guy wants, but can't really give anything to him. He'll be following me from my bot. But I don't have any sounds, so can't really give him the bottle either. And me. Okay, now I see. Target enemy unit or skeleton gaining max health and armor reduction on attack. The hero dies under this debuff. Clinkz will gain a permanent damage bonus and death pack will be refreshed. Okay, I see. So they've changed the hero a bit.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
So this is a spell that is cast actually on
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
on neutral units. I had no idea. Okay, we should be fighting next to my ultimate. Not there, in the middle of nowhere. These deal actually quite a lot of damage. So we should stay away. I don't dare to commit. Anyway, should be probably finishing my item as well. That is probably not the best of targets, however I do want to trigger his ult. It's a small victory, I do trigger his ult. Okay, it's quite a fast-paced game for this level of play. My team has been roaming around, attacking more or less as 4. I have been joining, therefore I get a free win, right? I didn't do much other than watch the minimap, see what's going on, show up, stay behind, cast all my spells, and contribute to the damage. Now I shouldn't get too much in front because I need to be able to stand back and cast my spell, then I can go in. But if I get jumped and killed by this axe with his ultimate, for example, now I can stay back, cast my spell, right, and my ultimate is already dealing damage for me, and I just stay a bit back, use my range, leverage it, and add a bit to that damage. However, if I do get jumped, because of my low hit points pool, I get killed and I accomplish absolutely nothing. It's better for me to stay in the back simply because my ultimate, again, it's a very easy ability to cast, especially from a logistic point of view, and it deals damage. Free damage, guaranteed damage. It's the beauty of it. I should just be roaming around. So if you look here, all my team is here. We have a loner that is gathering experience and gold, which is absolutely fine. In terms of my stats and my impact in this game, 14 assists. I'll take that, especially considering my current level. And we can't really be pushing into these damage dealers. That is really unwise. Let me see, Death Pact. Permanent increases gain from killing heroes during Death Pact. So I am doing Death Pact or not? Not sure. Max health increase by 450. Attack reduce enemy armor by 4. Oh, that works actually quite well in my Desolate. Oh, that's quite useful. Okay, so now I see how you play this hero. You use your Q whenever possible, and this Q obviously increases your maximum health, makes you bulkier, and at the same time, if you do kill somebody under Death Pact, then you gain some increased damage, right? So permanent bonus damage is 5. You get also armor reduction. So while the cooldown for this ability is 90, duration is 55. So it does have a long duration. So you shouldn't, by all means, you shouldn't be wasting it. If you could, okay, that's scary there. I saw them on the minimap. And I'm probably already dead. However, he's going a bit too far. Not sure whether that was the correct play. Probably not. Anyway, this is for keeping up the pressure and obviously extending your advantage, whereas this one is more for the long term. So I'm going to go for the long term, and I will probably, simply because, or not sure, not really sure. Perhaps because I'm the weakest in the team, or one of the weakest, I probably should have gone for the lower cooldown. Also, lower cooldown makes the timing. For example, I cast my spells here. I cast my ultimate, and I wasted it. However, if I had lower cooldown, that wouldn't have mattered that much.
Yes.
Therefore, I would have made the gameplay more forgiving for myself. However, now I have to be really careful that I do cast my ultimate when it is actually needed. That is going to be quite an easy kill. Oh, what is that? There is. You see, he's very mobile, and wherever I go, he has these minions that deal tremendous damage. Oh, that's just overpowered, if you ask me. Anyway, I should be continuing to deal damage. I should probably go for Daedalus. Whenever you are in doubt with Clinkz, I feel damage is the way to go. Now let's see what that pack does, if it can be cast on higher tier. Apparently yes. Okay. And suddenly I am more... Let's see this. Not sure I want this actually. So I'm going to put this in the neutral stash. Should probably be helping my team with finishing the ocean. Or they took it again. I'm not sure. They already took it. Could have been. Anyway, I will be going towards damage simply because we are ahead and I've died only twice, so I am able to sit in the back and deal my damage. Therefore, if the fights are not broken, don't try to fix them. No point in getting a survivability item if you are able to survive and deal damage, right? They obviously have vision here. So it's because the more damage I buy, obviously the more impact I can have on the game. But you should always adapt. You should always see what's going on around the map. For example, if I was getting jumped, probably sure what this is doing, because I do have a lot of Okay, that was a poor play, really poor play from my side, simply because I lost vision of my enemy. So I was running uphill. When you're running uphill, this is about vision management. When you're running uphill, this is quite basic, but most players, including myself, tend to forget. When you're running uphill, don't try to click on the enemy hero, simply because you are about to lose vision of your enemy. Therefore, you might click you might end up clicking on in the fog, in the right direction, in the wrong direction, and your chase might suffer as a result. Forget where your enemy is. Don't try to click on it. Click on the direction in which you think he is going to try to hide, right? So, okay, fight is brewing here. I should try to get it. I'm not gonna get inside those. I'm not that tanky, and I don't have any survivability item. Might as well attack the tower. So as long as the high area damage spell was going on, there was no point for me to just even discuss. Now I'm not sitting next to my opponents because they have a lot of area of effect spells, and that would damage me as well as my opponents. I'm sitting back, and you see my teammates soak the damage, and now I'm coming and dealing damage in return, right? Now, because I sat back, again, I did nothing, I just sat back. I sat back and then I prioritized targets, right? I sat back, I wasn't the one getting damage, soaking up the damage, and that's it. Basically, I did my job. Now, I might die simply because he is too strong, and he managed to kill my teammates rather quickly, and then he was able to switch to me, and I die quite. I mean, he has a lot of high damage spells. And let's look at the charts here. You see, he does have 7 kills, 2 deaths, and he does have quite a high level. So I am food. So he did win mid. However, what I did, I just had map awareness and I had teammate awareness. As you can see, his team is basically a bit upset with him, because I kind of think he soaked up all the experience, he soaked up all the farm, and he did not join team fights. Whereas his team was expecting him to join team fights. They took risks, and because my team was roaming together, we managed to kill them. Now, this sometimes works, this sometimes doesn't. For example, if you were to indeed TP town portal into the fights, then we might have been in trouble. However, since he didn't, and since we were winning the team fights, I went with the flow. I followed my team because again, like it's a term used in finance. Trend is your friend. So you see what's happening around the map, you see the trends, and you follow the trend. Even if you think you have a particular strategy that works fabulously with your friends that listen to you at all times, right? It doesn't really matter. For example, in case of coronavirus, right? People are buying toilet paper. It doesn't make any logical sense why people are buying toilet paper. There is absolutely no. So this fight here makes absolutely no sense. But I'm not going to judge it. I'm going to join and try to help my teammates and try to get some kills in return. Now, the fight is already over. I'm just going to cast a spell, simply because I don't want them to say, oh, you did nothing. I don't want them to rage at me, right? It's just basically emotional intelligence. I'm managing people's feelings, right, towards me. I'm managing my okay, I need to absolutely. I'm not sure, I might die here, probably, because they scouted me and my only escape was in this. Okay, now in terms of, I could go for Death Pact, which gives me more survivability. However, I feel that if I stay behind, and this is what I have been doing successfully up until now, I am able to stay out of harm's way. So I go back, I let their initiators jump on my team, then I cast my ult because they've already used their spells, their mobility spells, and they are already committed to a fight. So, and you know, I lay down my burning army, which is dealing damage to their initiators. It's more of a counter initiating tool. And then I stay behind and I try to pick the easy targets first, and then obviously I can switch to initiators or even their carry, right? So this has been working fine for me. This is also the right strategic decision and the right strategic playstyle to have. Plus, it's been working this game. No reason to change that. Let's again see my stats. I have 18 assists compared to their team. Their team hasn't been helping each other, although they might be absolutely fabulous players. It doesn't really matter because it's a team game. If you want to be amazing, you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be aware of what's happening, and you have to basically follow the flow, not blindly obviously, but for the most part follow the flow and try to steer it here and there. If you don't take part into the fights, you won't be able to steer the fights, right? If you do take part into the fights, if you stay back, you let your teammates get the, let's say, get punished for their poor initiation, you could at least get a kill or two in return and basically diminish the opponent's advantage. Okay, that is going to be absolutely... That is going to hurt. No, that is a bad fight. I feel that is a bad fight. I went back because I was taking a lot of damage. Okay, now I can click on him. Why? Because I have vision, right? I have vision of him. I had a true sight from my teammate. He has a spell that offered me true sight, so I could just kill him. Even I could click on him even if he went uphill. So even if he was trying to dodge vision, I could still see him because of that particular spell. So there's a lot of small decisions that most beginners don't see in Dota, but they are being taken in real time. They are quite subtle, but also quite important. So that's it. I didn't do much. I just saw what was going on. I gained information. I acted accordingly, taking into account my team's actions, and that won us the game without me being particularly, let's say, particularly quick in taking in reacting. Okay, I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next time.